Hey guys, it's me again. I hope you're well. Now, I have a question for you, a bit of a riddle. What do you guys think is the most powerful yoga pose? Okay, just meditate on this for a minute with me. Stay with me, if you like, and have a ponder, contemplate. What do you think the most powerful yoga pose is? It's a bit of a riddle because I'm a bit of a riddler. I'm a bit of a trickster, and I like to challenge people, and I like to make people think deeply about anything and everything. But when it comes to yoga, right, I was meditating on this myself, right? What is the most powerful yoga pose? I don't know why I was thinking about that, but what came to me was two poses in particular, okay? But then also something else, which I'll get to. You'll see. So I initially was like, Shavasana. Shavasana has to be the most powerful yoga pose, right? Because it's the pose that you can hold for the longest amount of time that is the most powerful. Whichever yoga pose you can hold for the longest period of time, and whichever yoga pose or posture takes you to the deepest place of stillness, particularly inner stillness, okay, that would be your most powerful yoga posture. Okay, so for everyone, like the answer to that question would be different, right? Which is why it's a bit of a riddle. Okay, the other posture that came to mind was mountain pose or Tadasana, because that's the one pose, that's the first pose that you learn when you start studying yoga, is mountain pose or Tadasana. And there's about 16 cues that you learn to do with like getting yourself in alignment, like postural alignment, so that like your musculoskeletal system, right, just finds the perfect balance. And it's basically your 33 vertebrae, your spine, getting that in the perfect position, the perfect alignment, or not perfect, but like as close to perfect, like just nicely aligned. You know, so it takes you to that nice place of balance, Tadasana, right? That's the idea of Tadasana, and that's why they say it's the one pose that governs all other postures. Like you learn Tadasana in the beginning, and then you learn the 16 cues that go along with it, and you learn how to get your spine in alignment, and then you apply that in every other posture, like whether it's tree pose or bridge pose or warrior pose. Like you apply the same principles to every other posture that you practice. So yeah, I would say that the two most powerful yoga poses would have to be for me like Shavasana or corpse pose, which is where you just lay on the ground and rest and be still. It's the best pose ever. That would be my most powerful pose, followed by mountain pose and Tadasana. But basically, for anyone asking themselves that question, what is the most powerful yoga posture that I can practice in this present moment? It's the one that you can hold for longest, because the longer you hold it, the deeper you go into the inner stillness, the inner sanctuary, the inner kingdom within yourself. And basically, that's the whole idea or concept of yoga. Yoga, like the physical postures that we learn in yoga, they're actually not that relevant. They're preparation for meditation, for the stillness. So if you've got tightness in your body, if you've got suppressed emotions and trapped energy or imbalanced energy, unbalanced energy, then yoga can help to clear and balance that energy so that you can find that stillness and go deeper into that stillness. The power is in the stillness. And it's really interesting, like East versus West, right? In the West, we're very much programmed by the Matrix that being sedentary is unhealthy and leads, like if we're too sedentary, like if we're too inactive, if we're not moving all the time and racing through our environment and exercising and doing all these things, right, we're programmed to believe that we're going to get sick and become unwell if we don't do anything, if we're not on the move. So the Matrix, and this is like in the Western world, like it has us like always on the move, you know, which is really interesting. But in the East, like particularly like yoga, like coming from India, like the Eastern culture, like they don't have that programming, and they understand the power of stillness, and they're not afraid to be sedentary, and like, because they know that like the deeper you go into stillness, like it takes you into the inner kingdom, the inner sanctuary. It unlocks the kingdom of heaven, the 5D, the divine within you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. And let me know in the comments what your most powerful yoga posture is. Like, do you have, like, yeah, how do you feel? Is it like, share that in the comments. I'd love to get your perspective on it. Alrighty guys, peace and love, sending you infinite love on this divine day. Namaste, and I'll see you in the next video.